the battle for number one. Now, currently you see here on this table 3 Android phones. These 3 Android phones are my favorite Android phones to use right now. So this is going to be a battle for who ends up being the number one phone, like my favorite phone to use all the time. All right, now I pretty much already know which one is going to be, but this is not as easy as you think. This is really hard because all 3 of these phones have such unique traits and features and builds and performances and speakers. I mean, they're all 3 of them are really great in their own way, and they're all different in their own way. So this is just a battle for number one. Just gonna have fun with this. Gonna try to make this really quick. I'm only gonna cover 22 categories. Now, I'm not gonna cover everything there is about all these phones. I'm only gonna cover what's important to me, not what's important to you, what's important to me. So if I don't mention something you feel like you want to know, then I'm sorry. You know, that's not what this video is about. It's about me, which phone that I enjoy using the most, which phone that I want to use the most, and what features and things about the phone that are most important to me. So let's get started. So, excuse me. We have here the Vivo X Note, the Mi 11 Ultra, and the Note 20 Ultra. First category is presentation. Now, I know presentation is something that most people don't even talk about, except, well, I know Flossie Carter talks about presentation all the time, and I do as well because it's important to me and it's important to him. Now, for those of you that could care less of what you get in the box and you just want to spend all this money and don't care, they just give you a phone with nothing, then that's your prerogative. But when it comes to presentation, I want my money's worth. If I'm gonna spend over $1,000, I want something in the box. Now, when it comes to presentation, you're gonna get the best presentation from the Vivo X Note. You get a nice, beautiful box. Just look at my first impressions and unboxing of this device, and you'll see that. You're getting a nice box. You're getting a 80-watt charger. You're getting a case, and you're getting headphones. All from the Vivo X Note. With the Mi 11 Ultra, you basically just getting a case and a charger. That's it. Now, that's still not bad, but it would have been nice to have some headphones too. That would have been nice. With the Note 20 Ultra, all you're getting is a 25-watt charger. That's it. So the worst presentation out of all of these phones is the Note 20 Ultra. The best is the Vivo X Note. Next, design. Now, I'm not going to pick all 3 of these phones up. You pretty much know what these phones look like. You can see them on the table. The best design phone for me, and I like them all, but I got to go with the Note 20 Ultra. It's just something, I mean, this is a beautiful looking phone. You know, I love this bronze, even though it don't look that bronze to me. It looks more like, what do you call that, rose gold? But they say it's bronze. I like the way the cameras look. I just love this design. It's very elegant, very business-like. But I do like the Mi 11 Ultra. This has a very unique design because of that secondary display. No other phone on the market has that, along with those 3 cameras back there in your flash. And of course, you got the Vivo X Note. You know, I'm not going to take the case off, but you got 4 cameras. You got your flash here. Nice design as well. But when it comes to design, I'm going with the Note 20 Ultra as far as my favorite designed phone between these 3. Next, build quality. Now, the Note 20 Ultra has Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and back. The Mi 11 Ultra has Gorilla Glass Victus on the front, but a ceramic back. And the Vivo X Note has Gorilla Glass Victus on the front and the back. Now, which one has the best build quality? I'll say not have the best build quality, but feels the best in my hands without a case, even though I keep all of these phones in the case. Every now and then I'll take, you know, a phone out of the case when I'm at home and I'm in my room, you know, and I got carpet on the floor. Then I'll rock with it and just, you know, to feel the phone. But 99.9% of the time they're in cases. But when it comes to overall feel, how the phone feels in my hand, I got to go with the Mi 11 Ultra. Why? Because it has a ceramic back. which is different than these two. This has a frosted back, and the Note 20 Ultra has a frosted back. But what else makes this more comfortable is this phone is rounded off in the corners. This one is rounded off a little bit, but not as much as the Mi 11 Ultra. And of course, the Note 20 Ultra is not rounded off in the corners. It kind of pokes you in the hand, you know, in the palm without a case. So when it comes to just how it feels and comfort level, I'm going with the Mi 11 Ultra. Now, keep in mind, which one is the less slipperiest out of all of them? I would have to say the Vivo X Note, because it has the ridges on the side, on the rail side of each side of the device that gives you a little extra grip. But they're all slippery, honestly, for me. Maybe it's because my hands are super dry. You know, if your hands are a little more moist, maybe it wouldn't, you know, be an issue for you. But they're all slippery for me, because this is frosted, but it's slippery. Ceramic is definitely super slippery, and it's a fingerprint magnet. And this has a frosted back, but the rails on the side does help when holding it without a case. Next, all three of these are IP68 water and dust resistant, so there's no advantage there. Next, button placement. Button placement on all three is excellent. I love it. But the Mi 11 Ultra has the best because it's the lowest. The power button is lower, and the volume rockers are lower than these two devices here. Next, always on display. Now, when it comes to always on display, Samsung has the best always on display in the business. There's no question about it. Okay, love it. You could also, you know, have this, where that thing at? I think, sometimes I forget how to bring it up because I don't use it all that often. I think you gotta, okay, there it is. You get these extra widgets here on the always on display, which is pretty convenient if you need to use it. But with Samsung, it's just so versatile. You can see that the notifications are colored. It's bright, it's vivid. You could always see the fingerprint sensor. Samsung makes the best always-on display, in my opinion. Now, the Mi 11 Ultra, with this one, you can use, what do you call it? You can use super wallpapers. I'm not using. I'm just using a regular always-on display. It's nice. It's cool, and you do get a colored notification as well. So this is second best. And with the Vivo X Note, there ain't a whole lot to say, honestly. And the reason why I say you can't customize all three of these, but this is the least I like, because the only thing you're going to get as far as notifications is a missed call and a missed text message. All the other apps and notifications you're not going to get on always on display, which to this day still, to me, doesn't make any sense. And I hope Vivo rectifies that with a software update. It makes no sense that you can't see your notifications on the always on display. But these two you clearly can with no problem. But the best always on display is on the Samsung. Next, face unlock. Now, Samsung is not even in this at all when it comes to face unlock. It has the worst face unlock out of these, you know, three devices. I mean, it's not horrible, but it's just not 100% accurate. Mi 11 Ultra, as soon as I turn the phone over and it gets anywhere near, I mean remotely near my face, it's going to turn on. Let me see if I can show you that. See? And I'm behind the camera. I can't do that with the Note 20 Ultra. Let me show you. Same angle. Won't even open. Okay? It's in the same position. Let me prove it to you. See that? So you can see which one is better easily. It's not even competition right there. Not even competition. Put this back. All right. Get this. Okay, yeah, that's cool. All right, because I'll be turning these over in a minute. And the Vivo, same position. Now, it didn't come open just as fast as the Mi 11 Ultra. But trust me, this thing is fast. It's pretty much the same angle. Okay? So, I have to, when it comes to face unlock, which one has the best and the fastest, I got to go with the Mi 11 Ultra. Even though Vivo's right behind them, but definitely the Mi 11 Ultra has the best face unlock. Next, the in-display fingerprint sensor. All three has them. However, there's a difference. Note 20 Ultra has an ultrasonic, Mi 11 Ultra has a optical, and the Vivo X Note has an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor as well. But out of all three of these, which one has the best one? By far, it is the Vivo X Note. This fingerprint sensor, it just worked every single time. Now, I know it didn't work that time, but I'm telling you, it's the best in-display fingerprint sensor I've ever used. And I think the one that come right after it, to me, and y'all might be surprised by this, is the Pixel. The Pixel comes right behind this when it comes to the best in-display fingerprint sensor I've ever used. And see what here, you got a nice animation, and you got some haptic feedback. Did y'all see that animation? Let me show it to you again a little closer. Nice, and you could change the animation. They got a lot of different ways you could change the animation. Now with Samsung, you're not getting no haptic feedback at all, and you're not getting an animation at all, and you can't change anything. So it's born bland, and it's not that accurate. It's not. Maybe it's a lot better on the S22 Ultra or the S23 Ultra, but on the O20 Ultra, it's not very good. That's been my experience. So when it comes to in-display fingerprint sensor, Vivo X Note by far is the best by far the best in-display fingerprint sensor. Next, dual stereo speakers. All three have dual stereo speakers, but when it comes to just flat out loudness and quality of sound, the Mi 11 Ultra is killing the Note 20 Ultra and the Vivo X Note without a doubt. I mean, this thing pumps out some serious sound when it comes to the dual stereo speakers. Awesome. Okay. Next, let's talk about audio. Now, when it comes to audio through the USB Type-C port, of course, there's no headphone jack, which is unfortunate on all three of these devices. But for me, when it comes to overall audio, which one sounds the best? I got to go with the Mi 11 Ultra. I mean, it sounds awesome. Then I'll go with the Vivo, and then Note 20 Ultra come in last. But all three sound really good. You can't go wrong with either one of them. But for me, the best sound quality comes out the Mi 11 Ultra. Next, let's talk about the displays. Now, with the display here with the Vivo X Note, you got a 7-inch Quad HD Plus display. Super AMOLED display. It's beautiful. 7 inches. This is by far the tallest and widest, biggest phone that I have on this table. This is a huge phone. If you like me and you like huge phones, then you will love this, especially when you're viewing content. You know, even if you're just say, let me see if I'm reading a book. Let me see. Let me bring up my Kindle real quick. Where is it? Where is it hiding? Now it want to hide on me, or am I looking too fast? I could have swore I put it back here. Is it on the front page? Oh, it is on the front page. My bad. So say if I want to read a book. Now look how big everything is and how easy it is to see everything. I mean, seriously, this is super easy, and you're gonna get more on the page. Now, of course, you can make, the font bigger or smaller, but you're gonna get more because the display is just so much bigger. So this is a beautiful display, a 120 hertz refresh rate, which with Quad HD plus resolution. Beautiful 1500 nits peak brightness. Beautiful display. You got the camera, the front-facing camera, small up front in the middle where I like it. I don't like it over on the left side of the device. With the Mi 11 Ultra, you have a 6.8-inch Quad HD Plus display, AMOLED display with 120 hertz refresh rate. Also, extremely beautiful display. Basically bezel-less. Now, only thing that I didn't like is that they put the camera cutout on the left. I don't like that. But as far as just all-out display, it's absolutely beautiful. 1700 nits peak brightness. It's absolutely gorgeous. It really is. And with the Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, you also have a 6.9-inch Quad HD Plus 120 hertz display. Only difference between this one and the other two, you cannot use Quad HD at 120 hertz. It has to be full HD. I don't know why Samsung made that decision with this device. makes no sense to me. But only full HD at 120 hertz. These two, quad HD, 120 hertz refresh rate, no problem. Now, for me, which one has the best display out of all three of these? I'm going with the Mi 11 Ultra. It's just, this is just, this display is just unbelievably bright and unbelievably beautiful, sharp, punchy, crisp. I mean, it has everything. I love the display on this device. It is so beautiful. And then I would have to say Vivo and then Samsung, but they're all beautiful. You can't go wrong with none of them. Next, let's talk about battery life. Now, when it comes to battery life, all three of these come with a 5,000 milliamp hour battery. But which one has the best battery life out of the three? It is the Vivo X Note. I can get 2 days battery life. Now, I don't measure screen on time. I do not. I'm telling you again, because people keep asking me about that. I don't measure screen on time. I measure when I take my phone off the charger in the morning at 100%, how much battery am I going to have left before I go to bed? That's how I charge battery life. And I use my phone moderate to heavy. Moderate to heavy, I'm getting 2 days from the Vivo X Note. Now, I'm not a gamer. I don't shoot a lot of video. I don't take a lot of photos. Just your typical surf the net. I'm on YouTube a lot. I watch a lot of videos right from my phone, you know, Star Trek, things like that. I'm a Trekkie, so I'm always watching Star Trek wherever I'm at. And you listen to music, things like that. And I always have my always on display on. I'm using 120 hertz quad HD resolution and 100% peak brightness. 2 days. With the Mi 11 Ultra, I can get about a day and a half. Still good. I still like that. Moderate to heavy, a day and a half. With the Note 20 Ultra, I'm sorry, I'm just getting a day. And sometimes if I use the phone heavy, I can't even make it through a full day. It just doesn't have the best battery life. Oh, and I made a mistake. I apologize right now. The Note 20 Ultra has a 4,500 milliamp hour battery. These two have the 5,000 milliamp hour batteries. So of course they're going to be better, but still Samsung was never the best when it came to battery life until the S23 Ultra. That's supposed to have probably the best battery life a Note phone has had since the Note 4. So 4,500, 5,000, 5,000. Best battery life, Vivo X Note. Next, battery charging speeds. Now, this is important to me. It's not important to everybody. But, man, I love it when if I just need my phone charged in a pinch. I mean, I needed to charge super fast. We ain't even talking about the Samsung Note 20 Ultra here at all. Okay, we're not even talking about it. With the Vivo X Note, 80-watt wired charging, you get that charger in the box. 0 to 100%, 30 minutes. 0 to 100%, 30 minutes with an 80-watt wired charging. That is so awesome. This thing has come in clutch for me so many times. I have 29% battery life. One time, and this just happened this week. Let me tell y'all this real quick. 29% battery life. I was getting ready to head out somewhere, and I just wanted, to have more battery life, even though I wasn't really that worried because this thing sips battery. But anyway, I just wanted to see how much battery I could get in 5 minutes. 29%, okay? By the time that 5 minutes was over and I was getting ready to leave to go, to go where I was going to go, I had 64% battery. That is insane. That's what I'm talking about, okay? By far the fastest wired battery charging on this table, 80 watts, okay? Now, with the wireless charging is also awesome too. 50 watts, 0 to 100%, 40 minutes. All right? No, 45 minutes, I'm sorry. Now, reverse wireless charging, even though I don't use it much, but it's nice to have, 10 watts. Now, when it comes to the Mi 11 Ultra, 67 watt wired charging, 0 to 100%, 36 minutes. So it's only 6 minutes behind this, and this has 67 watt wired charging. It also comes with 67 watt wireless charging. So from 0 to 60 and 40 minutes. So these two is balling out when it comes to battery charging. And with reverse wireless charging, 10 watts. So 80, 50 and 10, 67, 67, 10. Now let's talk about the Note 20 Ultra, whatever. 25-watt wired charging, takes you over about an hour and 15 minutes to fully charge. Wireless charging, a measly 15 watts, which is a joke. And your reverse wireless charging, even worse, at 4.5. So that's why I said it really wasn't even worth even talking or mention about battery charging speed, because this is a joke. Next, let's talk about IR Blaster. The only ones we could talk about is the Vivo X Note and the Mi 11 Ultra. Both come with a IR Blaster, which is a universal remote control. This is something Samsung used to have on their devices, but after the Note 4, they removed it and never put it back. Next, the S Pen. The only phone on this table that has the S Pen is, of course, the Note 20 Ultra. The S Pen, to me, can definitely match up with the IR Blaster. And that's going to depend on the person, honestly. Now, I don't use the S Pen that much, but I do. When I do, it really comes in handy for things I like to do, and it could do so many things. So the S Pen is a boss when it comes to the Note 20 Ultra. Okay, there's plenty of S Pen videos out there if you want to know all the functions of the S Pen if you don't know already. S Pen is awesome. That clearly makes up for the IR Blaster that these two phones have. Next, let's talk about expandable storage. The only thing we could talk about when it comes to expandable storage is the Note 20 Ultra. This was the last flagship Samsung phone to have expandable storage. And I think this is a big reason why a lot of people is holding on to this phone, because they want expandable storage. And I don't blame them. That's a big reason why I won't give up this phone to get the S22, S23, because I want and I need expandable storage, unless I was able to get a terabyte, the terabyte storage model for a dirt cheap price, which I know that's impossible right now. It's just not going to happen. And a lot of people are going to go for that capacity, because it's basically having unlimited storage. But I miss the days of you having that built right into the phone, because this is a 128 gig model right here. Now, I do have a 500 gig one that I'm using right now to shoot this video, which gives me even more space. A terabyte SD card and 500 gigs of internal storage. Now, that's what I'm talking about. You're getting a lot of value, and that's what I'm all about, value. So when it comes to expandable storage, you're only getting it on the Note 20 Ultra, none on the Vivo, none on the Mi 11 Ultra, which is unfortunate. Next, let's talk about performance. Now, all three of these phones perform really good. Snapdragon 8 Generation 1, Snapdragon 888, Snapdragon 865 Plus. They all run beautifully. They all run really fast, really smooth. But the one that runs the smoothest, in my opinion, with the smoothest animations, is the Vivo X Note. It's the one that I enjoy the most when I, go into an app and then I go out. I mean, it just feels so buttery smooth, the fluidity of the display. I mean, now don't get me wrong. The Mi 11 Ultra is also smooth too, but it's just different. It's just not as smooth to me. It's just different. It's smooth, but it's just different. And of course, you got your Samsung. That's fast, as you can see. It goes in and out of apps pretty quickly. But it's just lacking the smoothness that the Vivo X Note has, in my opinion. This is, to me, the smoothest performing and fastest phone. Not fastest phone, but the smoothest performing phone that I have. It is fast, but it's not as fast as my ROG 5. That's the fastest phone that I have, period. That phone is ridiculously fast. Seriously. All right, so when it comes to performance, the best performing phone for me is the Vivo X Note. But you can't go wrong with either. All right, we already talked about chipset because I just named them in the previous segment. I did that by accident. But Snapdragon 8 Generation 1, Snapdragon 888, Snapdragon 865 Plus. Next, software. So when it comes to software, of course, Vivo have their own software. I can't think of the name at the moment. Sorry about that. Of course, you got the Me software, and you got One UI. Now, what software do I enjoy the most? It got to be Samsung, especially because it's one-handed friendly. I mean, you could bring everything down low to get to it. I mean, it's just so easy to use. And see how you could just bring everything down this low like that? That is so convenient. I mean, I don't know if people realize how convenient that is. See, look how low I could bring everything down so I could get to it. So it literally earns the name One UI because it is one-handed friendly and it has the most features. So my favorite software out of these three is by far the Note 20 Ultra. Next, when it comes to features, which one has the most features? Once again, that is the Note 20 Ultra. Now, these two of these both have a lot of good features in them and that I like. That a lot of features they have in these phones that Samsung don't even have. But when it comes to things that I use and what I need, Samsung by far gives me everything that I need when it comes to software, without naming all that stuff, because I've done that in previous videos. And last but not least, certainly, is the cameras. Now, all three of these phones have awesome, beautiful cameras, and they have their advantages, disadvantages. Now, just recently, I just had a birthday party for my mom, and we was inside this restaurant, which, when you're inside a restaurant, the lighting is not, usually not the best. It's usually, kind of dim, kind of dark. So I decided to take out my Vivo X Note, take some pictures, and I put it in night mode. I was blown away by how bright, crisp, sharp, and vivid those photos were. It was just unbelievable because I had my Note 20 Ultra with me too. And it wasn't even no comparison when it came to the night photo. It wasn't even close. Okay? Then I did a video of somebody outside of my church not too long ago, and I was just dumbfounded how super crisp and clear and sharp the video was. And it was only at 1080p at 60 because I don't shoot at 4K at 60. It just takes up too much space. So I'm good at 1080p at 60, but I was blown away how beautiful that video was. Now with the Mi 11 Ultra, definitely got awesome cameras. I would say these have the second best, and then Samsung Note 20 Ultra I bring in last. But all three have excellent, excellent cameras. I shoot all my videos, all my YouTube videos with my Note 20 Ultra. I have two of them. That's what I'm shooting now. So when it comes to photos and videos, all three of these are awesome. You'll love them. You'll love all three of them. The Mi 11 Ultra is probably the most versatile camera that I have on here because it has so many modes and can do so many different things. So I would say the most versatile is the Mi 11 Ultra, but just photos, videos, and overall quality, I gotta go with the Vivo X Note. Now, you're saying, okay, all of that, which one is your favorite phone? Which one do you enjoy using the most? I enjoy using the Vivo X Note the most, honestly. Don't have the best speakers, but have good speakers. But the size of this phone, 7 inches, is the widest phone on this table. The screen is super bright. The performance is just flawless. The biometrics is all off the hook. It's fast. It's fluent. The battery life is awesome at 2 days. Battery charging speeds is awesome off the hook. So when it comes to just my favorite phone right now, and for a long time, this Mi 11 Ultra held that title, but I gotta go with the Vivo X Note. The phone that never ever comes out of my pocket and the most used is going to be the Note 20 Ultra. And the number one reason why, and you may think it's because of expandable storage, no. One UI. One UI, that's the best software out of the three on this table. One UI. Samsung knows how to do software. For me. Now, some people prefer stock Android. Stock Android is overrated and it's boring, in my opinion. I'm not a stock Android person. I love Samsung. I love tons of features, different options, being able to tweak everything. I'm going with Samsung when it comes to software. This is the phone that never, ever comes out of my pocket. I got 3 different SIM cards. No SIM card ever comes out of this phone. This is my main phone. Okay. But I got another AT&T SIM card and a T-Mobile. But this is the phone right now that I enjoy using the most, the Vivo X Note. So thank you all for taking the time to view this content. I do appreciate it. Hope everybody out there is staying safe, staying well, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.